Hey guys, Mario here from MTG Diagnosis, Doctor by Day, Magic the Gatherer by Night, and I got another collector booster box. So, Strixhaven collector booster box. Opening number 3. Let's get to it. Let's dig into it. What's it called? Let's crack the packs. No, what my saying should? What should my saying be? What should my saying be? We got a physical for. Let's see here. We got our packs here. Let's see how healthy these packs are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's mix them up. Why? Because I feel like it. I like just mixing them up here. And in this video, I'm going to try to talk about the cards. So, you know, if some cards are better for limited. I only play limited, standard, and I guess thinking about Commander. Let's see here. So pack number 1. Heated Debate. Spell can't be countered. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker for 3. That's a good card for limited. So if you're drafting, this is a good card for you. Make Your Mark. Target creature gets +1 turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Yeah, not bad. So kind of for 1, you can make a token, a 3/2 token, you know, you put that on one of your creatures, it dies, you make a token. And hopefully it could take out the opponent. So that's not a bad limited card too. As long as you control 8 or more lands, Vortex gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. And not that great. Star Pupil enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, put its counters on target creature you control for 1. Not that great for limited. Not that. I mean, if you got a counters deck, I guess. But really not that great. Witherbloom Campus. So this is actually good for limited because of the Scry ability. Scry comes, you know, basically pay 4 to tap it. Look at the top card. You can put it on the top or the bottom. Pretty good ability when you're in limited. Detention Vortex, uncommon, enchant. Let's see, let me get this. Enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Destroy this. Only your opponent may activate this ability and only as a sorcery. So for 3, not that great actually. I mean, it does slow them down, but they can get rid of it pretty easily. Humiliate, very good card. Target opponent reveals a hand. You choose a non-land card. That player discards that card. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. For 2, really good for limited. So also good for Commander, maybe? No, not for Commander. If you have a discard deck, that's a good. And then this is a really good lesson. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit token. So for 3, so reduced to memory. So that's a good card. Torrance Sculptor. This is our rare. Ward 2, meaning that if opponent wants to target it, they're gonna have to pay an extra 2 colorless to target it with the spell. So if they're trying to target it with I don't know, murder, they'd have to pay 5 instead of 3. When it enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Put a number of +1/+1 counters on Torrance Sculptor equal to half that card's mana value rounded up. Not that great. Just being honest here, it doesn't even have flying. It would have been better if it was flying. Backside, Flamethrower Sonata 2, discard a card, then draw. It's a sorcery. Discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery card this way, it deals damage equal to that card's mana value. Target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So actually pretty good because you can decide which card to discard. So So that's actually, and for 2, so that's not bad. This is our commander card. Battle Mage Bracers. Equipped creature has haste for 3. Whenever ability of equipped creature is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. If it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. Choose new targets for the copy. Okay, well, I guess, I don't know. Equip 2? I don't know. I don't know if that's that good. Valentine Dean of the Vein. Actually, this card is really good, but because of the green side. Black side, this side is not so bad either. 1 black for a 1/1 menace lifelink. Non-token creature an opponent controls die. So if your opponent has a creature that dies in black, that can happen pretty easily. You have a lot of removal spells. When you do, may pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Really good for limited. And then this is even better because it's Lisette 4/4/4/4. When you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample until end of turn. Amazing. So this is really good for limited, really good for standard, and yeah, and even for constructed. So I think I might make a deck using her. Agonizing Remorse. This is our foil etched. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from their graveyard. Exile that card. You lose 1 life. So it's a good way to exile stuff. I mean, it's all right. I think this is Japanese Swords to Plowshares because it's 1 white. This samurai is holding a plowshare. So. And then we have Japanese Duress. I think that's a foil Duress. Oh, and we got a mythic, Japanese mythic. Oh, yes. Teferi's Protection. Full foil. Teferi's Protection. 1 white, 2 colorless. Phase out. Amazing card for Commander. Really good card for Modern, I guess. I mean, if you get this in limited, I mean, yeah, I don't think you can use it. Can't use it in standard, but limited. That's a really good card. Nice. I think it's worth. Yeah, I think a full art foil is worth. I think these are going on eBay for like $120, $140. So that's awesome. All right, pack number 2. So that took 8 minutes, so probably not going to do the whole box in this video. I might break it up into 2 or 3 videos because I really want to talk about some of these cards because I'm diagnosing these packs. There you go, I dropped the name. Inkling, 2/1 flying. This is actually a good token. These creatures, 2/1 flying. 1/1 flying would have been good. 2/1 flying is even better. And then these fractals, they have counters. This guy's really good for limited and draft. So basically 2/2 haste for 3. Tap, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on him. You basically, because he has haste, you could do that the first turn and every turn after that. So he gets big really fast. This is a good. This guy is a 3/3 flyer with ward, pay 3 life. So the opponent actually has to lose 3 life to target him, to kill him, 5 to cast. So he would probably not be, an early pick. He would probably be a mid-round, like mid pick in the pack. I wouldn't pick him first or pick one or pick 2 in the pack. Probably pick 3. Stonerise Spirit. He's a 1/2 flying for 2. Exile card from your graveyard. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. So you can give anything flying for that ability. This would probably be good in Boros, maybe, or green white, because you have things with large power that you can give flying to fly over the opponent's defenses, but still not a pack one, pick one, or anywhere near there. This is a good sorcery if you're an Orzhov. Put 2+1/+1 counter target creature you control. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a sorcery, so the opponents know it's coming. So that's kind of a drawback. It's not it's not a first or second pick in a pack, but it's an early third or fourth. Letter of Acceptance, add 1 mana of any color, sacrifice it to draw a card. It's a good mana rock. It's good mana fixing if you're planning on like basically using 3 or more colors, and you can draw a card for 2. So not bad, but only if you're going to play limited with 3 or more colors. Our first uncommon, Ardent Dust Speaker. Whenever he attacks, you may put an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. So it's a Minotaur Shaman. So this is really good for a Minotaur deck. Not only that, but you can use his ability to, so you would attack first at the beginning of your, so you would have a second main phase that you would do the spells and everything. So for 5, for 3, 4. Not bad. Maybe, maybe if you're doing a Minotaur deck in like Pioneer or Modern, maybe Pioneer, I don't know. Zephyr Boots, equip creature has flying, equip 2. When it deals damage, target player, draw a card, then discard a card. Honestly, not that great. Containment Breach, destroy target artifact. It's a lesson. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If it's a mana value 2 or less, create a 1/1 black and green spell. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Not that great either. All right, so here's our first rare. It's a Sparring Regimen. It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, learn for 3, 1 white and 2. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. Nice. So you basically give one of your creatures who's a target attacking creature. So you give one of your creatures a counter, and it also becomes pretty much his vigilance. Gives it vigilance, and you get to learn. So when it comes into play, so Ruxa Patient Professor is the commander card for 4/4. 4 for 4/4 creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1. He's a bear and a druid. In his battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with no abilities from your graveyard to your hand. You have target creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. So that's good if you're going to do a bear tribal. Bear tribal deck needs that. Exponential Growth is our full art sorcery. Nice. Costs a lot, but it's a sorcery. Probably would have been better if it was instant, but it's not that. It's okay. This is Divine Strike, so it gives your creature +1/+0, and then you get to draw a card. And I think it gives it first strike too. Ephemerate for 1 white, exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your owner's control, and you rebound. If you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. So that's amazing for enter the battle abilities, ETB abilities. So I never knew this card is rare. So our first Japanese foil is, I'm gonna guess Revitalize. I'm gonna guess Revitalize. It has a number 3 there, so gain 3 life, then draw a card, and it looks like she's drinking an elixir. So I'm gonna say it's Revitalize. And our rare full art foil mystical art is Electrolyze. It deals 2 damage divided any way you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Draw a card, and it's 3 to cast. So then you get to draw a card. So that's 2 packs. Pack number 3. All right. First common is first day of class. 2 to cast. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gains haste until end of turn. Then you get to learn. That's good. I mean, 2. It's an instant, and then +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn, and you get to learn. So for each creature that enters the battlefield under your control, so. Not a pick one, but fairly early. Stonebound Mentor, 3/3. Whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, scry 1. It's a 3 for 3/3, not bad. This ability isn't that great. Resculpt, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue-red elemental creature token, instant. So this might actually be good. One, you could take care of someone's big bad creature or artifact if they have an artifact that you can't stop. But also it's an instant, so you can do it on your own creature. You can chump block, or after they declare attackers, you exile your own creature, create a 4/4 elemental, and you can block their creature with that. Charge through, instant, target creature gains trample, and then you get to draw a card. Any time you can draw a card, so basically a free spell for 1, give something trample, so that's not bad. Probably not early pick, but Leech Fanatic, during your turn, he has lifelink, or she has lifelink. This is pretty good for Golgari life gain decks. Your first uncommon, Karak Wrangler, 5 for a 3/3 Magecraft. Whenever you cast a combat, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Anytime you can put +1/+1 counters on creatures you control for Magecraft, you pick that card. I mean, you use that card because, it's 5 for a 3/3, but if you cast any kind of instant or sorcery spell, you're adding +1/+1 counters to anything. Practical Research, 5 for draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an instant or sorcery. So theoretically, you can draw 4 and discard 1. And so 5 to cast. That's a high casting cost. I probably wouldn't pick this one early on. Probably wouldn't use it. Fractal Summoning is our lesson. Create a 0/0 blue-green creature token with X +1/+1 counters on it. It's a sorcery, so you get the sorcery triggers from Magecraft. You get to make an XX, but more or less, if you have Magecraft, that's a good ability for that reason. Witherbloom Command. So this is 2 to cast, are rare. Choose 2 target player mills 3 cards, then you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1 until end of turn, and target opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. So not bad. I mean, out of all the commands, it's probably my favorite because it's got 2 to cast. It's sorcery, but you can pretty much, if it's early in the game, you can kill 2 of their creatures. Surge to Victory is our commander card. Exile target instant sorcery card from your graveyard. Creatures you control get +X/+0, where X is that card's mana value. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player this turn, copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. That's great. That's a great ability. 6. Oh, yes. And our Elder Dragon, it's not foil though, but we got an Elder Dragon, Tanzir Quandrix, which is your Simic green-blue Elder Dragon, 4/4 flying trample. Enters the battlefield, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. When it attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanzir Quandrix power and toughness until end of turn. So best way to use this guy is to have a bunch of 0/0 tokens, or which are fractals, and this or other like if you're playing Commander, if you're playing Attrax or something, have a bunch of +1/+1 counters on stuff, and then anything that has a base 0/0. So Hydras, anything that has a base of like, 4 or less, which is like a lot of the small green cards, blue cards, you could put +1/+1 counters on it. You change the base power and toughness to 4/4, but the amount of +1/+1 counters stay on it. So you're almost always increasing the attack and defense power of your creatures with this. Yeah, and then if that's in my first pack, I would definitely pick this. This is pack 1, pick 1, because there's so many blue and green creatures that and spells that add +1/+1 counters to things. This is an uncommon that is not foil. Don't know what it is. We got Regrowth, which foil etched, so you can see the foiling right there. And return target card from your graveyard to your hand, 2. Snakeskin Veil. This is a full art foil. Green, put a +1/+1 on target creature you control. Gains hexproof until end of turn. Instant, so 1 green to protect your stuff. Tezzeret's Gambit. That's our full art foil token or mystical archive. So 3 and either a blue or a life or 2 life. Draw 2 cards and then proliferate. So really good for anything where you're using tokens. So, all right, we're up to 21 minutes. So that's 3 packs from this box. Probably the best cards. Yeah, probably the best card is this Teferi's Protection, full art foil Teferi's Protection, and our Elder Dragon, full art non-foil, but really like those guys, those 2 cards. And yeah, so I think those are, yeah, and I like Lisette. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Watch my next video where I open up the rest, some more of these packs. So hope you guys like this video. I kind of tried to describe, how I would draft or play these cards and what kind of decks you want to use these kind of cards and what kind of tactics you want to use. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.